But I'd like to start off by saying there was no monstrous deer harmed in the making of this film. Now, as far as them four-legged lesbians go, well...
This video is going to have some, well, HBO content, some Chappelle content. We may even have to pray for it's over.
So me and Chris got an invite to go hunting with one of our buddies over in South Alabama. I didn't even know they had deer hunting in South Alabama. I thought they just had hopes and dreams after Saban left. So me and Chris loaded up the F1 Shitty, got headed down the road, and after about 150, 200 miles, we see the sign that nobody can pass up, Buc-ee's. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of a child when it comes to that place. It's just so freaking cool.
Personal valet.
Man's walking like he's about to have an accident.
What?
What are
We're
we
getting
getting?
snacks.
Snacks?
Snacks at Buc-ee's.
I don't want the carbonated one.
This isn't carbonated.
Yeah, it is. It's got the black lid.
Huh?
If it's got the silver top lid, it's non-carbonated. If it's got the black lid, it's carbonated. Yep. That's how you can tell. That's why I said look for the silver lid.
It is free.
Yep. Learn something new. Good?
Yeah, I gotta get Lulu a muffin. She likes orange cranberry. We're going back on the road.
About 50 miles from our destination, and you'll see what our destination is when we get there. We haven't been at the SWINDLE residence for 30 seconds, and he's already jumping my case about being a saddle hunter. Right above.
It's hanging in your bedroom
Let me go ahead and tell you something right now. This sucker right here.
Now.
You ain't seen how many deer this thing's been killed at.
Yeah, come on,
This thing has killed more deer.
Come on, Gay Ray.
Hey, if I want to swing from a tree with floss in my butt, that's my business. Don't worry about how I kill deer, Gerald.
You have saddle hunters coming to hunt, will you? You get them to a little piece of chocolate and a piece of meat because they don't know which one they need worse, something to suck on or something to eat.
Says the man that makes a living holding a rod at the front of the boat with two hands, flip-flops, and sunscreen on his butt cheeks. I like snacks.
You like sausage?
I like
This
it.
is your bedroom in here, Scott.
Beautiful. We get settled in that evening. Chris decides he wants to sleep in that following morning. I decide against that because I showed up to kill stuff, and that's what I'm going to do, or at least make a valiant effort to do it. Now, this is first-class service right here. I thank you, sir. Don't forget to tip him. Oh, what? Is that bug spray?
Yeah.
It's December.
No, it's
What?
scent thief. That's what I use.
Whew, that stuff stank. G-Dog getting us buckled up back here. Oh, Lord have mercy, son. God. What are those, 6s? Those are nice. I like it. God almighty. I'm going to tell you right now, I like hunting the way G-Dog hunts because he hunts the same way I do. We wait till the sun comes up and then go in. And for everybody that says, you're not a real hunter if you ain't in there before 4 hours of daylight, well, shut up. I don't tell you what kind of toilet paper to buy for your house, you don't tell me how to hunt. How about that? So G-Dog puts me in this planted pine thicket. To my left, about 40 yards, is a clear cut. I have a good line of sight all the way around me. I'm thinking no deer should sneak up on me. First morning in Alabama. First time ever hunting this state. Didn't even know they had deer hunting over here. Judging by G's little operation. It's pretty serious. I ain't never been on a cruise ship, but I imagine if I ever had been, it'd feel like this. Wind's whipping pretty good and this pine tree swaying back and forth. Should make things a little interesting on the shot. Well, I'd been in there for about 2 hours and I get a text from G-Dog saying, how many you killed? I replied back, as many as I've seen. He said, well, how many is that? I found one of them GIF emoji things with a big goose egg and sent it to him. And he got mad at me like it was my fault I hadn't seen any deer. He said, if you ain't killed 2 by 8:30, I'm coming to get you. Okay, come and get me. Put me in timeout, sorry. And dadgummit, at 8:25, I'm thinking Daddy's coming to get me to whoop my butt because I didn't see the deer that he was supposed to have ready for me. And out pops this doe out of nowhere. I say out of nowhere. She came from my left. I just didn't see her coming. Now, in a delicious situation like this, when you got a fat corn pile, a fat doe, you can take your time. She's not spooky. I got the Alpine Optics rangefinder, hit it with that. She's at 32 yards. The dial proof, boop, dial it down. Now we're ready to roll. Oh, she ducks me just a little bit, but I don't think it was enough. I hit that one just a little high. But I heard her pretty good. Let's see if she crashes. That deer came out of nowhere. She was quartering away pretty hard. She was at 27 yards. I hit her just a tick high. Didn't get a pass through. But when she was running, you could tell she was hurt. So I sat there for about another 30 minutes. It was getting later in the morning. I said, I'm done. Let's go ahead and get down. I texted the cavalry. Come on, let's find this deer.
All right, we got to go get Scotty. He has accomplished the mission.
Well, he thinks he has. He's getting sleep good. He had no fever last night. I remember the first time my daddy carried me hunting. I said, probably acted just like that.
I think he was a little excited.
He geeked out.
Couldn't sleep good in the futon.
Them stinking drawers of his hanging up over his head. He drained his in a mushroom fungus patch. Woke up smelling his own drawers.
He's not used to hunting out of a stand. He don't have no floss in his butt today, so.
No, and he might be scared of heights. He might have missed.
Hung out wide, somewhere right in here, and ran off down yonder, almost right behind the stand. I'm trying to spot some blood, but every time I go to track him, the sun hits and it's glaring back up at me. So I ain't gonna lie, I may or may not have given everybody in that party a misdirection on where I thought she ran. She looked like she was a lot closer to me. It turns out she swooped out a lot wider, which is why we pretty much didn't find any blood until I found the deer, and then we backtracked it and found out I was way off. Right here almost looks like she bedded down. Right over this log. That was off the rope. She's a little thick. Well, I tell you what, that left and right was dead nuts. If she hadn't have ducked, it would have been a hard shot. But that's the stuff you got to practice for.
He didn't bring any biscuit. I said, if we don't find him down there, he ain't getting that biscuit.
So where's my biscuit? We found the deer.
It's in my.
Why ain't it the side by side? I thought we was friends. God dang. What kind of guide service is this? You kill the deer, do everything he asks you to, and then he don't feed you. So we found her way down yonder. I say way down yonder. She's probably about 80 yards. I gave a little misdirection on which way she went. Told everybody that she went a little closer to the stand, but turns out she swung out a lot wider. And I don't know why everybody likes to track blood. I just walked straight to her, found her, we were done. But we decided to backtrack a little bit, figure out what all happened. She was quartering away super hard, but it's a shot that I'm pretty confident in taking because I can actually read where the vitals are on the deer. And didn't get a complete pass through. She did duck me a little bit. And judging by the line on here, this arrow went in a pretty good ways. That's the new 5.0 with a Black Eagle half out, little hybrid build. And then the Sever 2 blade. I mean, considering it wasn't the best shot in the world, I'm pretty happy with that result.
Scotty's done laid the country meat down to one right here.
Couldn't stand it. She just had
That nose long as a love letter written to his grandma.
That's a fatty.
That's a fatty.
That's
Scotty.
probably the biggest one of the early seasons.
Scotty said he wanted deer meat. Well, he's got deer meat.
Kill them all, man.
We got a few more to kill, boys.
Apparently, Gerald has this rule at his farm that if you're the only one that goes hunting and you kill a deer, you get to sit back and eat breakfast, and everybody else that didn't go hunting has to clean your deer. I didn't know he had that rule before I came here, but I like it. I like it a lot. So after breakfast, we all crashed on the couch, on the floor, on the recliner, had a nice fat nap. I woke up. I said, hey, Chris, have you checked your bow since you've been here? Nah, it's ready. We're good. She's driving tax, baby. Y'all good?
It's got to be up under the cover.
I will. I'll flashlight there. That's what happens when Chris says, I think my sight tape's on.
My sight tape's perfect.
Yeah.
That was the Indian.
It looked like it.
It's the Indian, it's not the tape. My sight tape is perfect.
The next morning, we're gearing up. Me and Chris are going to be in the blind together. But if you've ever hung out with Chris, especially ever hunted with him, you know that man don't go anywhere without some kind of sandwich, a.k.a. snack pack.
This is a very particular process before you go deer hunting. You have to have your sandwich.
Hey, y'all packing a sandwich like you're not gonna see one 11 o'clock. I mean, this ain't Saskatchewan. I will come get y'all before the day's over.
Sure enough, we barely made it 45 minutes after sunup, and I hear snap, 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 snap. Chris chokes down his peanut butter sandwich, which was very impressive. He didn't drink one drop of water. I watched him the whole time. That was something to witness. Hadn't seen anything within range, and then finally here comes this little bucktooth sucker. And this little dude right here acts like he's fresh off his mother's milk and has never seen anything that's not liquid that he's supposed to eat. I don't know what this deer's problem is.
He's never seen corn.
That's like a fish that's never seen water.
So you want to shoot him or you want me to? Do it. If we shoot that one, we'll be banned.
I can easily talk Chris into doing some funny stuff, but I'm glad he didn't listen to me on this one. Didn't see anything we wanted to take a crack at that morning, so later on that evening, we split up. I went to one stand, Chris went to another, and I think Lulu, Gerald's wife, was in another stand as well. This time, I'm not hunting a pine thicket. This time, I got a wide open food plot. I can see really good, 180 degrees. There's just one little issue with this stand. So, something I just realized about this ladder stand is the seat does not fold up. Thank you, Gerald. So, I could stand up and shoot, but I'd be really far away from the tree trunk, and I don't like doing that, and the bait pile's only 20 yards, 23 yards at the most from me. So, if one comes out and comes to the bait, I'm probably going to be shooting it from a sitting position. Not ideal, but very necessary. About an hour and 20 minutes before dark, here comes an Alabama native. How do I know that? Because he don't look like the healthiest thing I've ever seen. I don't know if this poor soul got in a fight. He had one eye swollen shut. He had a tumor on his neck. I don't know if it was actually a tumor. Could have been swollen with infection. I don't know, but he didn't look like something I would eat. So watched him for about 15-20 minutes. He finally meandered off. And then from my weak side, and when I say weak side, I mean the side of the stand that I have zero cover from, here comes a couple doe. Now in my mind, okay, there's no reason at all for them to skirt the edge and walk through the part of the field that has no food, right? No grass, no corn, no nothing. They should go straight through the middle. Well, there's always one that's got to complicate things just a little bit. If this deer had kept on walking straight, she'd have walked right up my crotch. I mean, she just had me in the wide open. I'm sitting as still as possible while trying to move the camera on her. That's why the camera's shaking, because I can't really see what I'm doing there, because I'm trying to watch her, make sure I don't get busted and blow this whole ordeal. Finally, even though it was only like 8 minutes, it seemed like an hour, she cut across in front of me, going straight to the bait pile to where I actually had a little bit of cover between me and her friends. Now, this particular group of slickheads was a little sketchy. They were very, I don't know if they'd been shot at before or what, but they were very on edge in this particular situation. But all at once, while I'm sitting there filming them, trying to decide if I can get a shot off without getting busted, they all turned and looked towards the back side of the field, and here comes old donkey ears coming out of the corner. Yeah, I like that one. Two for two. That big fluffy heifer went right inside the tree line, and I'm pretty sure it crashed right there. I can see a big splash
shoots one.
So as I'm sitting there waiting for everybody else to get done hunting, I hear a bunch of ch-ch-ch-ch-ch right behind my stand. Turn and look, and here comes 3 wild dogs about 40 yards down in the holler, and they're going towards where my deer went in. So I went ahead and shimmied down the stand, started tracking, cut my hunt a little short, and luckily I got there before they made a snack out of my little slick head.
Well, the dogs didn't get her. And she maybe went 20, 25 yards inside the tree line. That is a fat doe. Now the fun part, because that's straight uphill. Looky here, boys and gals. This is one of them new Tesla deer recovery carts. Oh wow, you're way better looking than the other guy.
He said he'd come back and get it in the other buggy.
Old Scotty's working hard. Cutting in a little overtime today.
Went ahead and got that slick head skinned up, got the meat on ice, everything's good, showered, cleaned up, and by the time we were about ready to settle in, Miss Lulu says dinner's ready. And boy, she fixed us a delightful delicacy that evening.
White chicken chili.
Oh yeah, it is phenomenal. Tiger sauce original. I don't know if this came from Clemson or what, but it is absolutely phenomenal. I'm not a hot sauce kind of guy.
I'm not either, dude. I don't like him flaming sauces, but that tiger sauce is just enough.
You like flamers?
Well, I mean, I've had a time when I drank too much.
Got a belly full of white chicken chili. Everybody passed out, and the following morning, me and Chris are supposed to be hunting together again.
When you don't have a peanut butter sandwich.
I don't know what the deal is. Apparently, there's some bad juju between me and Chris whenever we hunt together in Alabama.
We saw one honk, one buzzard, 3 crows, 0 deer. Oh, I take that back. I lied. We saw 2 deer this morning coming to the blind. We haven't seen a deer in the blind. 2 mornings in a row. We've hunted together. I think we're gonna split apart. We're gonna get a divorce. We can't do this again. LD's on the way, but he's too busy watching TikTok, sending us videos.
He couldn't hear him rolling up behind him. Like Chris said, me and him got a divorce. Our attorney settled it. I keep killing deer. He keeps a sandwich. Everybody's happy. Just B-roll.
We be rolling our ass out to the state.
I ain't got a whole lot of footage from this particular evening other than killing the deer because they all kind of showed up at once and didn't give me much time to get ready. Who decides to show up? Old Tumor Boy following his sister around. Now these deer are all around the bait pile, obviously you can see that, but what you don't see is there's a deer to my left that I keep on looking at because she's looking at me doing the old head bob trying to figure out if she's gonna blow my hunt or not. One that was kind of eyeballing me like I owed her money finally eased off to the bait pile. The only issue here now is they're acting like meerkats. One would keep its head up while the others ate and then vice versa. So I'm stuck. Then here comes another deer to the right. Got my binos zoomed in to make sure it was a doe because I was running out of daylight. I couldn't see real good. And the other deer actually scattered for a split second, but this one kept on coming. Gotcha.
Meh.
That was the most stressful slick-head slaying hunt I've ever done. Too many deer over here. Great problem to have, but a lot of eyeballs. Oh,
It is absolutely amazing what happens when the deer actually gives you a broadside shot. You get a pass through and sticks it in the ground on the other side. Perfect. Well, here she lay. I'm so glad she didn't make it to the top of that hill and go down the other side. With a blood trail that a blind man could follow. Thank you, Mega Meat.
So I got old gal skinned up, got her put in the freezer with her sisters. All that was good and done. Relaxed around the fire that evening, and then the next morning when we get up to go hunting, Chris actually wakes up a little earlier and throws on a magnificent brisket on the pellet smoker. What'd you do here? What you got going on? Ooh, ooh, ooh. You can just leave that there. Yeah.
No, he ain't leaving nothing there when he ain't doing.
God almighty. You gonna fix me a plate, Chris? Getting the other.
Touch this thing like it's gonna bite
I'm fixing
somebody.
to put it on there so I can slice it.
You need a cutting board?
I was gonna just stick it on there, but
I have a cutting board.
yeah, that's what they got.
Oh, okay.
What do you think? Push a turd?
I'm gonna put the bread
It's poisonous.
on the
Y'all stand back.
How?
That brisket was so freaking good. Y'all don't even know. God almighty. Now what you're about to see is one of my favorite parts of any hunt. Yes, we killed some deer. Yes, we had a good time, obviously. But this is something that I feel like is truly lost within the hunting community because everybody's trying so hard to kill the most deer, the biggest deer, and, you know, have the most bragging rights. And that, to me, serves almost no purpose. One of my favorite sayings that I really don't say a whole lot is, I'll go hunting just about anywhere, but I won't go with just anyone. And what that means is, it's not so much the hunt itself, whether it's a good hunt or a bad hunt, it's the camaraderie and the people you go with to make the memories on that hunt with. And that's something me, Gerald, and Chris, and Lulu, we were all talking about one night, is, you know, hunting has gotten so competitive, it's almost like a professional sport. But what does a professional sport has? It has politics. What do politics do? Screw shit up. And that's why anytime I go on a hunt, I want to know who's going to be there, because if I can't enjoy the camaraderie and who I'm there with, then I'm not going to enjoy the hunt. I could kill a 200-inch whitetail. If I'm around a bunch of gooberheads that don't have a personality, don't have a sense of humor, and that I don't want to be around in general, then that deer doesn't mean anything.
Now she gets on this side of the tree and he's steadily coming. He gets right out here to where I think, and she drew, and I'm like, this sucker's dead. It's less than 10 yards. Beautiful
It's
sun
over.
reflecting on him, ain't nothing but time. And I'm sitting there watching that deer, and it goes, and the air went, whop, right over in the ground, and I went.
only time I've ever cried in stand.
Hey, she broke down crying, dude. It's a hammer.
Oh, I was exhausted.
When you can sit around in a small house, in a small living room, on some furniture, and just kick back and relax, have a cocktail, and share hunting stories and laughs, that's not only sharing those laughs and hunting stories, that's making a memory right there that's going to last a lifetime, and that you can pass on to somebody else one day, hopefully. So for any of you guys and gals out there watching this video, which thanks again for watching, I sincerely appreciate it, really do. I can't believe this channel's grown the way it has in such a short period of time. Keep in mind, hunting is supposed to be fun. If you're not having fun doing it, then you need to quit and take up chess.